there'll be more domestic flights almost immediately. 80% of domestic flights will be back. So 80% of the flights which used to exist in the pre-COVID period will be back almost immediately. So the government allowing domestic carriers to substantially increase operations. They can increase their operational capacity in a big way, 70 to 80%, which means more than 300 additional flights will be added to the existing operations. So airlines have been told that they can do this with immediate effect. The Civil Aviation Minister, Hardeep Puri, tweeting saying domestic operations have been recommenced with 30,000 passengers on the 25th of May and have now touched a high of 2.52 lakhs on the 30th of November. The Government of India, the Civil Aviation Ministry, is now allowing domestic carriers to increase their operations from the existing 70% to 80% of pre-COVID approved capacity. Joining us now, Ajay Autoni, the founder of livefromalounge.com. Thanks very much, Ajay, for being with us. 300 more flights at a bare minimum. Our airports are going to be a lot more busy. At a time when COVID hasn't exactly disappeared, is this not a bit of a concern?
Hi, Vishnu. Thanks for having me over. I don't think this is too much of a concern at this point of time. In fact, we need the full schedule back at the earliest possible time. I was on a plane a couple of days ago, 2 flights actually in a day. And if you notice, major metro airports are right now empty as I have never seen them before during peak traffic hours. So while we have now the opportunity that the number of flights mounted can be going up, occupancy is still a concern, and most flights are not flying more than 50-60% full, in which case, we still have a lot of room to grow and bring back passengers up in the air again.
And what about, what does this mean for the airlines themselves?
The airlines, obviously, once they can resume their schedules, it obviously helps them, to give customers more options. Some flights are still being clubbed. If you notice at the cancellation numbers of October, November ones are not out yet. About 50% of the flight cancellations that happened in October were because the flights were not getting filled up. So 50 to 52% cancellations happened because of commercial reasons. This means airlines are not trying to operate empty flights to the extent possible. But once you have more options, obviously more passengers will come back in, hopefully. You have to realize that there are other factors that are also responsible right now for people taking to the air as well. For instance, there is no hardly any connectivity between Delhi and Amritsar. So flights started to be the preferred mode of travel as compared to the roads.
Right.
So
so many more options essentially available to passengers now. What really will airlines do, given the fact that capacity at this stage in terms of people flying has been lower than what they would consider they require to make flights profitable? Let's see what happens. Thanks very much, Ajay, for being with us.